About the Elf Pocket Cloth Diaper, and it comes in two versions, snaps and a hook and loop version, or Velcro. But Velcro is a trademark name, and I actually don't know if this is trademark Velcro or knockoff Velcro, so let's use the term hook and loop. My name is Bailey. Welcome back to the Cloth Diaper Podcast. I am a cloth diaper blogger, vlogger, connoisseur, and this is my channel where we talk about cloth diaper reviews, we do absorbency illustrations, we do controversial topics, we do everything and anything. So hit that subscribe button if you want to see more YouTube cloth diaper content. Now, on to my review. So I purchased the Elf products, I think in December, and I purchased them through a Canadian company called Mini Shack. I felt this was easier than waiting for them to come from China because I have lost a couple of packages from AliExpress and China distributors. And by lost, that means I never received them. I did get my money back, but it's a pain in the arse to deal with that 3 or 4 months later. So I did order these from Canada, which does mean that they come at a premium cost. When you are looking at the cost of a cloth diaper of these in Canada, you might get a little bit like, what? Because this pocket cloth diaper in Canada. The other thing that I really wanted to talk about before we talked about this review are these Stretchy Tabs, and the fact that this is a near identical knockoff of the bumGenius Pocket. I know a lot of people will argue that the difference in the shape of this Stretchy Tab should be enough of a reason that it doesn't really that it doesn't interfere with things such as copyright and intellectual patent. And sure, whatever. You can believe that, but at the end of the day, I really struggle that this diaper is a near identical knockoff of this diaper, the bumGenius Pocket Diaper. I really do believe that people should have the right to creative freedom and that you shouldn't have to worry about your product being knocked off. What reason is there to create if somebody can just do a knockoff? Jen Labbit, when she designed this, the turn of the century, was just a mom around a table like you and me. She put a lot of passion. She created a product that was different. The Stretchy Tabs is different. And yeah, for some reason, she gets labeled as this fierce woman in the space for trying to defend her patent. And that gets taken askew. And sometimes, yeah, it's like, roll your eyes. It's ridiculous. But we need to enforce patents to protect creativity and to protect the willingness to create and improve and make things better. Now, I talked about the pricing on this. So in Canada, you could buy this diaper for $12.95 without inserts. Each additional microfiber insert was $3.45. If you consider that the bumGenius 5.0 Pocket comes with 2 microfiber inserts, that means that the bumGenius 5.0 is $24.95 Canadian with 2 inserts, made in the United States in St. Louis, and the Mini Shack diaper is $19.95 once you buy 2 microfiber inserts. So there's only a $5 cost difference. $5, yes, could add up over time, but $5 is also could be not a lot of a difference depending on what your why is for cloth diapering. Stateside, your diaper does get you a lot farther because this diaper is $7.95 without an insert, $9.95 with 1 and 2 microfiber inserts. It will bring you to $11.50, and the 5.0 is $19.95. So there is a significant $7 difference now between these two products. I have seen Elf products marketed differently across the board. There are different prices depending on where and how you buy your diaper. We don't know anything about the Elf brand. I have inquired with the brand several times. I've never gotten an email. And I'm a person who really resonates and fights for brands with stories. I think that stories supporting women is really important, and I don't know anything about this brand, so that's really where my... So there is also the hook and loop version, and this is also supposed to be a near identical knockoff for a brand that doesn't exist based on the tabs and the size and the shape. I don't know what that brand is called. I think I got a name. If you know what that is, let me know. We're going to take a drop down. We'll look at both this diaper, and then I'll come back with my thoughts. So the snap version is very similar to its all-in-one, except it has a pocket. Oh, what do we got here? Some stitching. This is a bumGenius 5.0, and so we've got a very similar diaper. I mean, this is the latest update, but in case you want to compare. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So we got 10 rise settings here, 3 hip, and okay. I guess they're not near identical in that the e.l.f. is slightly longer, especially longer in the tabs, and the bumGenius 5.0 is a little bit longer in the torso of the body. So while this is going to be maybe a better fit on a chunky baby, this is going to be a better fit for those of you who need a higher waist or torso on a diaper. When we look at the inside of the diapers, this is exactly the same. Back pocket is a little bit different. This is more of a frilly back opening, but this is still, this envelope style is very identical. So we have the TUL tummy band here. It is double stitched to stay in place. And then we have a short little elastics. That's very similar here. Like the elastics only kind of end at the beginning of the curve at the mid section. This has a small envelope cut opening. Kind of my same feedback on the bumGenius is like, why can't you just cut it all the way open? But nonetheless, this is where you would put your pocket inserts. It's actually a good size opening. I can get my big hand in there, no problem. Nicely reinforced. The one feedback I saw on the line is that the elastics on this bad boy cannot easily be replaced or fixed. This is a well-constructed diaper for a cheapie. Like if you're gonna buy a cheapie, I think that a lot of care goes into this instruction. While we don't know the manufacturer's story or any of that detail, there is some really redeeming qualities about this. The hook and loop, like if you like this diaper but you just want the hook and loop, show you is that the hook and loop is quite a different shape. So it has these long arms to it and a little bit of a different body shape, but not quite. You might find that this gives you a different experience. We also see this one has the TUL tummy band and this one does not. The back open pocket on here is right in the back as well, and it has a similar internal setting here. We have a nice reinforced system and the TPU. Now, when it comes to the hook and loop on this, I don't really know if I have much feedback. I'm not really pro hook and loop. I find it kind of a pain. These laundry tabs, so that's what this is here. It's a laundry tab. It's so you can fold it over on itself and not eat all your other diapers. Seems to do the job. Hook and loop is pretty prone to getting gummed up like that. Sometimes people will just clean it all out with a snappy, and so it does need a little bit of regular maintenance. You can also use like any sort of pin that you have. And this diaper has the same sizing and then this big front strip. This just seems like generic hook and loop. It doesn't look like it's a patent version. It doesn't look like it's anything exciting, so it probably does the job. I do find that it works. Okay. So because this diaper is essentially the bumGenius 5.0 copied, I do think it's actually not a bad fitting diaper. It does the job, and when we look at the entire cheapie space, I actually would recommend the e.l.f. diaper. If you are going to buy a cheapie, I think that the e.l.f. diaper actually looks like it's built well. It's got high quality, it's got good stitching, great design, and overall, this is a great product in the cheapie space if you are looking for a cheapie diaper. That said, it is on the higher end of cheapie costs, but that's really reflected in the overall build and design of these diapers. My first impressions is exactly that. I am quite impressed to some extent with this pocket, how it's held up, and the wash. That said, I have had problems with the all-in-one and I have had problems with the cover. Just a full disclosure out there. We'll do those videos next as well. So I do think that the pocket, yes, I'm less than impressed about the copy, and I'm less than impressed that I don't know where it's manufactured. But I do think that it has elements of it which suggest a really good, durable product. One thing that I've heard is that the elastics are not easy to replace on this compared to something like this. So if you're looking at elastic repair, the general consensus from Facebook groups is this is not really viable. So food for that. I don't know. So my end of the conversation here is kind of meh. I know that there are a lot of American brands coming in, importing cheapies. I know there's a lot of co-ops. I also know that there's brands such as Diaper Right, Sweet Pea, and Nickies, which are manufacturing diapers at China. They've gone to their factories. Some of them have gone to their factories. They've inspected their factories, and they have these great relationships with their factories where they know the people who are making their diapers, and they can tell us about that. And so that's why, as an advocate for cloth diapering, my preference is going to be to recommend those brands and take a look at those brands. And when we look at the Diaper Right prices, and we look at the Sweet Pea prices, and we look at the Nickies prices, the pricing is not too far off. Plus you get it shipped from the United States, plus you get reward points, plus you get customer service, plus you get a great community. So I don't think that the pricing is too far off, and there are brands trying to create competitively priced products. And they do have sales. They have Earth Day sales, Black Friday sales, and there are ways to get those products at a comparable price. The e.l.f. diapers are going to be $2 to $5 cheaper, yes. But depending on what your budget is, if you have more wiggle room in your budget, at the end of the day, am going to recommend checking out those products with backstories and experiences and all the additional know-how that I feel that you need to be successful in cloth diapering. So, meh. I know a lot of you are going to disagree with me. Don't hate the player, hate the game.